Think you know Canva? Think again. In this video, I'm going to be uncovering 7 hidden Canva apps that you probably didn't know existed, but trust me, you need to try them. And the best part, they're 100% free and will completely level up your designs. From AI tools to time-saving hacks, these apps are game changers for your creative process. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so the first app that we're going to be talking about is called Animate. And this allows you to generate a video from an actual image. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and upload your image. And then you want to go to the navigation bar to the left-hand side, go to Apps, and search for Image Animate. And it will be the first one here. Go ahead and click on it and go ahead and select Image Animate, this one here. Now from here, you're able to go ahead and select an image in the design. I'm going to go ahead and click because this is the image that we have. You can also add additional images if you want by clicking here, add end frame. Now, one thing that Canva tells you is make sure that the images are very similar to each other. It could be different angles and poses and colors, but just make sure to use similar images. I tried earlier with different ones, and if they're very different to each other, the video doesn't look that great. So make sure that it's very similar to each other to get the best results. Now here is where you would describe what type of video do you want. This is where you put in your prompt. So my prompt is going to be, let me put it in the wrong area. It's going to be zoom into the image, focusing on the pie on the table, making the details of the crust and filling more prominent. So you want to make sure that you write a really good prompt here. The better the prompt, the better the video. Now from here, you're able to go ahead and choose, do you want AI to go ahead and create it for you? Or do you want to click on parallax, which allows you to choose your camera path? I already picked that I want zoom in, so I'm going to go ahead and let AI do its magic. And then down here where it says AI tool, you're able to connect other AI tools. I actually use Leonardo Motion a lot, but for this video, I'm just going to use the auto, especially if you're not using other AI tools besides Canva. And then from here, you're able to set your video settings. Now, motion range is how the intensity of that effect. How much do you want it? Do you want it very slow? So you will lower this down to 2, 3. Do you want it a lot quicker? You will lower it up. I'm going to leave it at 5. I think in the middle is pretty good. You could test it out and try out whatever works best for you. How long do you want this video to be? So I want this video to be, I could make it as short as 3 seconds. I could make it longer if I wanted to. I'm going to leave it at 5 seconds. And then how many loops do you want? So you could create multiple loops, which is kind of nice, especially if you're trying to create a loop video that you're going to be using on social media. For now, I'm going to leave it at 1 because the seconds are 5 seconds and I'm only having 1 loop. It stays at 5-second duration of the video. Now, once you have picked all of your settings here and you're happy with what you picked, you're going to go ahead and click generate. Now, keep in mind, this is going to use the credits that you already purchased. You have to buy credits in order to use this particular animation. So keep that in mind. If you don't have credits, you will go down here, you will click here, it will open a new window where it's going to allow you to buy credits as low as $2, and then it'll have the different pricing for you with the amount of credits that you get. So make sure to choose wisely your photo, whether you're doing a photo for fun or maybe you're creating a video of a photo of your products or services that you sell. Once you're happy, you're going to click here. And it's going to take anywhere between 1 and 2 minutes to create that video for you. All right, so here we are, and it created the video. It did the zoom in effect just how I wanted it. As you can see, it's zooming in over the actual pie, and it looks really, really realistic. So once you're happy with your video, go ahead and click on share. From here, you're going to click on download. You're going to change this to MP4 video, and you're going to go ahead and download the video, and now it's available for you to use on social media or any other platform. The next app that I have for you is called Translate. And what's great about it is going to let you translate any piece of document that you have, from webinars to PDFs to any language that you want. It belongs to Canva, and there are two ways to find translate. The first one is you could go to resize, scroll down and click on translate. And from here, it lets you select the language. And then once you select the language, do you want to translate all of the pages, just one page? Just select the one and then click on translate. The second way is by going through apps, and then you're going to click on translate. Now this way you'll get more settings and more options. So I rather do it this way. So first thing you want to do is select the language. I'm going to do Spanish because I do speak Spanish. So I want to make sure that I select the language I understand. Then you could change the tone of voice. This is optional. You could keep it original, or you could change it up and do professional, conversational, informative, friendly, and inspirational. I'm going to keep it original. I don't want the language to change too much, so I'm just going to keep it like that. Now from here, you could select, do you want everything in the page to change, or do you want to select certain things for it to translate, right? I want everything in my page to change to Spanish, so I'm just going to leave it how it is. And then down here, you could select, do you want to translate the whole document, or do you want to do just one page at a time? I'm going to do one page for the sake of this video, so it doesn't take too long. Now there's additional settings up here. You could select that when they translate this, if the font is overlapping or it's too big, go ahead and reduce the font size. I like that option because I do want it to look nice. You can also duplicate a page when translating. And I also like that option because then I'm able to see my original and the copy just to make sure that everything matches where it's supposed to be and it makes sense. So once you have these set up and you're okay with these two, maybe you want to mirror the page as well, go ahead and select it. And from there, you're going to click on translate. It's very quick, and you're going to see how it translated. So it has the Spanish copy here, and here's the English. I'm able to toggle back and forth just to make sure that everything looks good. And if it does, I can always click on these three little dots, delete the page, and continue with the new one. It's that simple. All right, so the next app that I have for you is called Transform Image. And what's great about it is that it actually lets you change the perspective of any image that you want. You could use it for mockups, you could use it for social media, you could use it to create banners and much more. It just depends on how you want to use it. So I'm going to use it as a mockup today to kind of show you. So this is a mockup here. The young lady is kind of like angled, kind of sideways. So if I wanted to put something here as my mockup, this is what I would do. So I would go ahead and create a second image. I'm going to go to text. I'm going to use this one as an example just to kind of show you how it will work. I would go ahead and download this as a PNG, transparent background. I will pick just that one file, download to my computer. Now, once that's downloaded, I'm going to go to apps. I'm going to search for transform image, and I'm going to click on the first one here. I'm going to go ahead and choose the image that I'm working on, which is the one that we just downloaded. And now you could see it right here. Now you could preview, you could change how you want this image to show up on the actual image itself. Because she's kind of angled, I want the actual photo to be angled. I could zoom in if I want to. I could zoom out. And I'm going to go ahead and do it like this angle here. Oops. If it doesn't work out for you, or the one that you picked didn't work out, you could always reset perspective and it will go ahead and reset it for you. So I want this to be kind of angled like this. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I want it to be angled sideways. I think there looks good. Let's go ahead and add to design to see what happens. So it is angled. Now I'm going to go ahead and size it. And I actually think it looks pretty good if I wanted to do this, if I'm adding like a mock-up on the shirt. It looks good. It looks like it's part of the actual shirt, as you could see. So imagine how you could use this for any of your mock-ups or any designs that you want to make it cool, unique, and different. It's just a really great way to do it. And then once you're happy, you just go ahead and download your image. The next app I have for you is called Patterns, and it allows you to add patterns to any images or any projects that you have. So let me show you how it works. So go ahead and pick the piece of content that you want to add a pattern to. Go to apps and you want to go ahead and search for patterns, and here is the one that you want to grab. Now from here, you're able to pick the eye shape. It looks like this. You could do a circle. You could do a square. You can also pick the size of the square. Do you want them to be big? Do you want them to be small? You could choose the variance. You want it to look like this or a little bit less, right? So I'm going to go in the middle. You could choose the color. So you could add your hex number to match your branding colors. I'm going to stick with the lighter color to kind of match with my posts. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm happy with this design. I'm going to go ahead and add it to my Canva. I'm going to go ahead and stretch it out so I could fill out the entire Canva with it. And I'm actually going to change the color, I think a little bit darker since it's blending in a little bit too much. Let's see if it lets me do that. So let me go ahead and go back. And I think I want to make it a little darker so it doesn't blend in too much. So I'm happy with this one probably. Yeah, it looks better. I'm going to go ahead and blend it out here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this layer to the back side. So I'm going to click on position. I'm going to go to layers and I'm going to drag it all the way down right on top of my Canva. Now to make it more seamless, I'm going to go ahead and play with the transparency or opacity, right? And I'm going to make it a little bit less. And I think right there looks good. You can still see the pattern, but it's not overtaking the actual text. But this is how you're able to add patterns to any project that you have. The next Canva app I have for you is called the Text Maker. And it lets you create like 3D text that you could use on your social media posts, banners, or any projects that you're currently working on. So go ahead and go back to apps and do a search for Text Maker. And you're going to click on the first one with the M. And from here, you're going to pick the style that you like. It could be a 3D, gold, comic, graffiti, neon, retro, metal, fire, tattoo, or you could kind of just browse through these and see if any of these kind of stands out for you. So after looking at all of these, this one is standing out for me. So I'm going to pick the neon pink. And I'm going to change this to on XC. I'm able to format it. I'm able to change the font if I want to right here. And I'm able to format it. Do I want to keep the alignment in the middle? Do I want to change the line height? Do I want to change the letter spacing? Do I want to make more space or less? I think less is better for this one. Now you can also add additional effects. Anything with purple, it means that that's the effect that you currently have on this particular one here. So you could add more if you wanted to. You could also change the color. You could change the outline color by selecting here and picking the color. You could do the shadows and change it here as well. I actually like how it looks, so I'm going to keep it this way. Once you're done with making all the changes, you could go ahead and click on Add to Design. And it's going to pop up right here. And you could go ahead and resize it and make it fit. But look at how great that looks. All right, so the next app is called Design to Image. And it's going to save you so much time, especially when you're creating your profile images for social media, maybe for your Etsy store. Maybe you're putting a slide deck with different members of people that work with you. Maybe you're doing a webinar, whatever it is, it's going to save you a lot of time. So normally, if I want to create a profile picture, I will upload my image. I will go ahead and remove the background. I will go ahead and change the background color. Let's say I'm going to change it to one of my branding colors. I will download this as a JPEG, upload it back to Canva to drop it in here. Now you don't have to do all of those steps. Once you change this, all you're going to do is you're going to go to apps and you're going to do a search for design in or design to image. And you're going to go ahead and click on this one here. You're going to click on convert to image. You're going to select the actual file. We're working with the second file. I'm going to leave it as a PNG. I'm going to click on export, and it's automatically going to take a few seconds, and it's going to put the image right in here. Now, all I have to do is drag and drop. That's simple. Another cool feature about this is that it allows you to add different frames to your image if you want to play around with it. Obviously, if it's relevant to what you're doing, you're able to play around with this and add it. If not, you don't necessarily have to obviously use it. But it's very cool to be able to add these frames, but it's just an easier way to create your design without having to upload back to Canva. All right, so the next app that I have for you is called Replicator, and it allows you to replicate text, images, elements, or anything that you want to replicate over and over and over. Let me show you how it works. So go to apps, do a search for Replicator, and from there, go ahead and click on the first one here. Now from here, go ahead, it's going to ask you to select the photo, graphic, or text element in your design. So I'm going to select this photo element here, graphic. I'm going to click on replicate, and it's going to give me different options. So I want to replicate it in a linear line. Do I want to do like a grid? Do I want it to do it like circular? Do I want like a wave? I think I like the linear line for this post. It's going to ask me how many times do I want to replicate it? Do I want 5? Do I want 8, 10? And you can make it as many as you want. I might do, let's say 5. Then it's going to ask me the space between each. I kind of like it together, so I'm going to move this a little bit more up to 7. So you could make the space bigger or smaller. It's going to ask you, do you want like a slope? Like, do you want it going this way, this way? As you can see, you could use this for anything you want. So it's really, really cool. So if I wanted to put it up like this, I can. I'm going to keep it linear for now. I'm not going to do any slope. Once you're happy with all the settings here, you could also go down here and you could click on rotation. You could rotate it around if you wanted to. The size ratio, you could do it this way, which is kind of cool actually. Let's leave it like that. You could do a horizontal skew, vertical skew. I'm going to leave mine like this. Let's test this one out. Once you're happy, add to design. And I'm going to move this one up here for now. And look how cool this looks. I'm going to go ahead and blow it up. It doesn't look bad, actually. I could play around with it. But you could just imagine all the things that you could do, your creativity, when it comes to using Replicator. But this is how simple and this is how it works. All right, I hope that these 7 Canva apps blew your mind and got you excited to try something new. Remember, these tools are free and can seriously level up your designs. Let me know in the comments below which one you're most excited to try. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to show me some love by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss out on additional Canva videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.